2b to the 4th. Okay, so here we can cancel. Let's look at the coefficients first. Okay, we can't cancel 15 and 25, right? But what factors are in both? 5, right? So we cancel 5 and the 15 is 3, 5 and 25 is 5. Okay, so here we have 3 over 5, and then work through the exponents for A, work through the exponents for B, simplify them, and then come up with your answer. All right, go ahead and do the rest of that. Okay, let's see how we did. We've got A to the negative 5, right? Minus, so we're looking at first exponent minus second. So it'd be minus a negative 2. And so that actually becomes a plus. Okay? And then for the B, we've got B to the negative 1 minus 4. So that's like saying first exponent minus the second. So we're actually doing what with the exponents for B? Adding or subtracting? We're adding, that's right, we're adding negatives. So that's why I was telling you, you have to write these properties, these exponents, properties of exponents out, because here we had negative exponents and division, and we ended up subtracting, but it ended up coming out negative. So that's 3 over 5, A to the negative 3. B, but this also came out negative, but we're adding these exponents, B to the negative 5. So we can't leave it that way. So what goes in the numerator and what goes in the denominator? Okay, we got 3, that stays in the numerator. But what about the A? Does that stay in the numerator or go down to the denominator? Yeah, that goes down to the denominator. So that'd be A to the 3rd. And same thing with the B, right? Because that's also a negative exponent. So we can move this 3 over to the middle a little more. And there we go. 3 over 5, A to the 3rd, B to the 5th in the denominator. Okay? Questions with that? Alright, try this one. Parentheses 3. P to the negative 4. Close it up, squared. And then parentheses again, P to the 3rd. Close that parentheses, and that's to the negative 1. Okay, what are we going to do with this outside exponent here? This 2. What do we do with that? We know it'll go to the p to the -4, right? But does it go to anything else? The 3, right? It'll also go into the 3. It goes into everything that's inside the parentheses. Okay? So go ahead and try this one. So you have to apply the exponents first before you can do any kind of multiplication. Okay, I worked it out part of the way through. We distribute that 2 exponent that became 3 to the 9th, and this became p to the -4 times 2 is p to the -8. And then here this is -1 times 3, we'll get p to the -3. Okay, so this 3 squared, that's going to become a 9, right? But what happens to these exponents here? We're going to get a p, this become 9, p, and what are we doing with these exponents?
Add.
Yeah, -8 plus a -3, right? First exponent plus a second. And we see that this will be 9 p to the -11, but we can't leave it this way, right? So this will be 9 over p to the 11. Okay? Questions with that? Alright, let's say that we have let's try this. 12 k to the -2 parentheses k to the -3 close it, and then parentheses, and then to the -4 over 6 k to the 5th. Alright, what do we do first? We've got several terms, and we've got 12, we've got k to the -2, we've got k to the 3rd, and k to the -4th, all in the numerator, and then we got 6k to the 5th in the denominator. Alright? So, Travis, what would we do here?
K to the -3rd and
Oh.
4 to the negative.
Okay, good. We're going to multiply a 3 times -4, right? And I'm going to go across here because I may not have enough room. So this will be 12 k to the -2 k to the -3 times -4, right? Over 6k to the 5th. So that's going to be, we're going to multiply these two, and they're actually going to come out to be k to the positive 12, right? So that's 12, k to the -2, k to the positive 12 over 6k to the 5th. Alright, well, that'll be 12k -2. What follows after that? Plus or minus? Because we're multiplying these two, would it be first plus the second or first minus the second?
Plus,
Plus, right. So it's first exponent plus the second exponent over 6k to the 5th. And we can see that we're actually not adding, but we're subtracting, right? Well, that's why I was saying you want to look at this in terms of first exponent plus the second exponent, put those together, and then see what your signs are and see if you're going to add or subtract then. Because we're actually subtracting. And so this becomes 12k to the 10th over 6k to the 5th. And now we know that 6 can go into 12, and that's 2 times. So that would be 2k 10 minus 5, right? And we get 2k to the 5th. Alright? Questions with that? Alright. Try this one. This one's a little bit easier than the other one that we just did. Parentheses. M to the 4th, close parentheses 0, over 9 m to the -3rd. Okay? Go ahead and try that. Okay, what happens to that n to the 4th parentheses to the 0 power? What does that become?
1.
A 1, right. The 9, does that stay put or does that move?
Stays.
It stays, right, because this is actually 9 to the positive 1 power. If it's a positive exponent, it stays put. So the 9 doesn't move. But this n to the 3rd, what happens with that? Because it has a negative exponent,
move to the top.
it moves, right, up to the numerator. So that actually becomes 1 m to the 3rd, or just m to the 3rd over 9.